How do you convince an addict or even a habitual sinner who has believed the gospel, repented, and been saved that sin has truly lost its power in their lives and that they are no longer slaves to sin? Well, I believe the answer is in Romans 6. And I believe it will set us free. It will set you free. It sets me free. If you're here today and you're trying to resist or root out sin and or habitual sin and or addiction in your life, you have to change your perspective. You may be more free, or at least much closer to free than you realize. Paul introduced the idea that where sin is abounded, grace abounded much more. That's in Romans 5:20. He now wonders if someone might take this truth to imply that it doesn't matter if a Christian lives a life of sin, because God will always overcome greater sin with even greater grace. So is the plan of grace safe? Won't people abuse grace? If God's salvation and approval are given on the basis of faith instead of works, won't we just say, I believe, and then live however we want? From a purely natural or secular viewpoint, grace is dangerous. This is why so many people don't really teach or believe in grace and instead emphasize living by law. It's very common for Christians to believe that if you tell people that God saves and accepts them apart from what they deserve, then they'll have no motive to stay obedient. In their opinion, you simply can't keep people on the straight and narrow without a threat from God hanging over their head. If they believe their position in Jesus is settled because of what Jesus did, then the motivation for holy living is gone.